I have just started recording. Welcome, everybody. Thank you for joining us this Thursday night. We appreciate you deciding to spend your evening with us. I'll try to keep it snappy. I'll try to stay on point. My apologies if I waffle off a bit. It happens a lot. It's not the old age, it's just the dementia, but we're all good. So, most of you who are on the call will hopefully know that this weekend we have our leadership retreat with Kelly Love here in North Carolina. We had a qualifier for people who got onto our leadership team over the past 3 months, or anybody who got base commission qualified by yesterday, this month, to go to a cookout and a leadership training session with Kelly Love this weekend. And we found out that Kelly is bringing a special guest, and we're excited. It's going to be great fun. We're going to do about 3 or 4 hours of training with Kelly, and then we're going to have a cookout and have fun and socialize. And this is an absolutely wonderful way for us all to get out from behind the computers and connect a little bit better and build our relationships. We're blessed that Kelly was able to come to ours. It's no coincidence. It's the same weekend as the Coca-Cola 600. He's coming for the race and staying for us.
I don't think so.
But I just wanted to say to you all that each one of you on this call, you are a leader. You're an emerging leader in this company, and there's absolutely nothing stopping you organizing little cookouts or get-togethers with your team that's local to you. And it doesn't have to be special. It doesn't have to be any major training or great big syllabus or anything like that. It probably the most important part of it is just getting together and breaking bread and building those relationships, because that is what this business is about. And we're having a big one this weekend. We're excited, and I encourage you guys to get together and meet with your teams as frequently as you can.
Yeah. And it doesn't matter if there's 2 or 3 of you or if there's 10 or 15 of you. It's a good idea just to get together. If you can find a day or time, and even if you just meet at a restaurant or something like that, that's perfect. Just start building those relationships with your local people, because those relationships are what's going to drive business for us all.
Absolutely. So, many of you know of an organization that Kelly is putting together in the company called Quanteam 6. It's Simply Aroma's consultant tactical leadership team, which is a long name for a small group. And this group meets regularly with Kelly and all the other emerging leaders in Simply Aroma to get some news first, to give feedback to corporate, and to get advanced training from Kelly. To get onto our team's leadership team is exactly the same criteria. So if you get on our leadership team, you're automatically on Kelly's corporate leadership team. And there are 6 actions to get on the team, and you re-qualify monthly. And absolutely every single person on this call can do every single one of these. The first one is to be base commission qualified. So that's to hit your $400 in sales or be on SOP and do 200 in volume. You need to attend. So you need to be on 2 or more Monday night calls or Thursday night calls or any local events that your upline or you happen to organize. You need to spend 15 minutes reading a developmental book every day. This is hugely important, because if you're like me, you are not the person you want to be 5 years from now. And the only way you are going to learn how to lead a team of thousands who do tens and hundreds of thousands of volume every month is to read and develop yourself, unless you're a very special person, in which case I'm humbled to be talking to you. And then the next 2 items go hand in hand. You need to be working your business this month and every month. You need to be sharing the opportunity. And we want you to be doing 5 local shares per month. So this can be doing events where you're giving out information. It could be having opportunity events where you get together with people. It can be one-on-ones where you just meet with a friend and you talk with them about the Simply Aroma opportunity. You can go door to door in salons and businesses who you think might need it.
Parties are a great way to do local shares as well, because you've got people that attend your party. After your party, then you can contact each guest and share with them the opportunity. And so that's a real easy way to get your local shares in.
Absolutely. And it's vital that you're building your local team, because as we opened up with, relationships and interpersonal connectivity is this business. It is direct sales. And if you can get together and have meals and break bread with your local team, you will develop a community in your town, and you guys will be known as the oil people. And everybody will come to you for their oils because they know that help is just a phone call away, and you've got people and you've got team right there who'll meet up and help them. The fifth item is to be working your business now. So it's to have 3 bookings or parties per month. And then generally just assisting the team, being active in the forum, being active calling your team, your downline, and
Unified.
Being unified, keeping negative going upline rather than spreading it to your team or to other consultants. I said a lot there to say this, which is these 6 things are extremely easy. Every one of you can be doing these every month, and it's worth it. Okay, so let's move on. I'm scrolling down through the names, and I see 1 or 2 new names on the attendee list. So I just want to mention that if you're new to Simply Aroma and you're within your first 60 days, all of your volume that goes through parties counts towards the Party Fast program. So there's this little graph here that has 4 steps on it. And if you do $500 in parties, you get a bonus $100 in cash to spend on Simply Aroma oils. Now that's on top of your ordinary commission of 20 or 25%. That steps up again at $1,000, $15, and $200 in parties. So if you do $200 in parties in your first 60 days, you're going to get $700 in free oils, and you are also going to be somewhere at the 30 to 35% commission volume. So you'll get $600 to $700 cash on top of your $700 of oils. If you have any more questions about that, if you're new and you don't know everything about this, please reach out to us and we can talk about it. So moving swiftly on, I came across this quote today. Change means that what was before was not perfect, and people want things to be better. So Simply Aroma is a new company. We are determined to learn from the mistakes other people have made and the opportunities we see in our own business. And Simply Aroma have made many changes over the course of the last 16 months, and they're going to be making more changes over the course of the next 16 months. And all of those changes are going to be positive and going to be beneficial to us consultants. A massive change that came in is that Simply Aroma have lowered the threshold for jumping up in commission. So right now, actually, they sprung it on us and they're already paying it, which is nice. If you sell between $0 and $599 a month, you will get 25% commission. If you sell $600 to $1,500, you'll get 30% commission. And $1,500 or above, you will get 35% commission on every single penny that you sell. So this is a huge gift to us consultants. These thresholds are a lot lower than they were, and they're a lot lower than most other direct sales companies have out there. And this came from corporate doing a bit of analysis on the average take home or the average checks that they were sending out to consultants and deciding that they need to be giving us all more money, which is fantastic. Um, I'm trying to downplay it a bit, but nowhere else in no other business do you have a corporate thinking, oh wow, our people aren't getting enough money from us. Let's give them more. Let's make it easier for them to hit these higher thresholds.
Yeah.
Which is fantastic. um, so moving swiftly along, I'm trying to respect everybody's time. Another quote that I came across today was that any change, even a change for the better, is always accompanied by drawbacks and discomforts. And that applies not so much to the change in the thresholds for commission, but to the changes to hostess rewards. So starting June 15th, we are changing how hostess rewards are being done in Simply Aroma. The first one is they're being called host rewards, not hostess, because we are gender neutral and men are extremely active both as consultants and oil users. Um, so to give a little bit of context, corporate noticed that a lot of hostesses were creating phantom or fake bookings in order to get additional half price items. And they were getting their friends, they were telling them before parties to say, hey, book a party with this person and I'll get an extra half price item. And their friends would do it. And the consultants would get the runaround trying to actually get these people who didn't want a party to fix on a date. And then once they finally nailed them down and got a date and the consultant would show up to the party, sometimes people hadn't invited a single person and the consultant wasted the time, had wasted their gas money, had wasted the opportunity to book a different party on that day. And we needed to change that because it was hurting everybody. So Simply Aroma did away with half-price items for bookings from parties and replaced it with reward number 2, which is now they have linked half-price items to the number of orders. So if you get 3 orders, or if the hostess gets 3 orders from the party, they get 1 half off item. 4 orders will get them 2, 5 orders will get them 3, and that goes up to 6 half-price items for 10 or more orders from the party. Now, these orders need to be a minimum of $18, but an $18 order is very low. So it essentially encourages the hostesses to work a little bit harder, to engage with the consultant a little bit better, to improve the attendance at their parties, which is better for them and it's better for you. And Simply Aroma wanted to align those 2 priorities together to make what's best for the host, what's best for the consultant. Reward number 1, if the party goes over $300 in guest sales, you automatically get a free host product. So up until now, it was $350 you would get a grace. They've lowered that threshold to $300. And now it's a reward that cannot be bought. Are we allowed to tell them what it is? Have they announced it?
I don't think they've announced it yet.
Dial into the next Monday night conversation and they may actually announce what this is. Okay, so then reward number 3 is the familiar percentage for sales that's pretty common across most party plan companies. So starting at $400, the host will get 10% in cash to spend, and that goes up to 20% at $1,000 in sales. And again, this might seem a little bit like Simply Aroma is pulling up the ladder. Originally, this was $150 to get any rewards. But again, they did their analysis and they saw that Simply Aroma parties tended to be smaller than the average parties for our business. And they linked that back again to the host getting their rewards at $150, and the hosts were just barely getting enough to get their $150 to get their cash, because they were really chasing those half off items that they were getting from the fake bookings. So this is Simply Aroma corporate trying to help us and help the hosts to have better parties, to get them better attended, to get more orders, and to earn more rewards for hosts, because we want hosts delighted with the amount of swag that they get and wanting to book again in 3 to 6 months. So I know I talked a lot about these changes. Does anybody have any questions? Because this is quite a large change to a core part of the business. So everybody, you are unmuted. If you have any questions, please go ahead and ask.
Alan, can you post that in the team group, or do we need to wait till the 1st of next month to do that?
This image was already posted as a reply to a question
by someone else. Yeah.
So I can go ahead and top post this so that it shows up. Definitely.
Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. Does anybody have any initial reactions to this? Love it, like it, hate it? Is it too complicated? Did I explain it well?
Alan, it's Christy.
Hey, Christy.
I totally apologize. I know you answered my question on the group page today, and you explained it very well tonight. I got on the call late and was tying up some things with my kids, so I didn't hear everything about the slide. On the slide, it says the reward 1 plus reward 2 plus reward 3.
Yes. So they accrue independently. So you don't have to get reward 1
okay, so if they don't,
to get reward 2.
They have to do number 1 before they can do reward 2.
No. They
no.
stack up independently. So, for example, if a host has 3 $20 orders, then reward 2 kicks in and they get their half price item.
Okay.
So,
all right. I just wanted to make sure of that.
Absolutely, no problem. So, in theory, somebody can have a party with 10 $20 orders and get 6 half off items without ever having triggered rewards 1 or 3.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. Okay. So I'll go ahead and jump on to the next slide unless anybody has any questions. 3, 2, 1. Okay. So did anybody watch the YouTube clip I posted about what have the Romans ever done for us? Okay, Mandy says yes.
I watched it. This is Jenny.
Jenny watched it. It's a hilarious movie. It's extremely irreverent.
Yes.
So watch it at your own peril. But the particular little snippet here is there's an organization who are under Roman rule who are trying to get rid of them, and they start off the scene with what have the Romans ever done for us? And by the end of it, they're saying, well, apart from the sanitation, the medicine, education, wine, public order, irrigation, roads, the fresh water system, and public health, what have the Romans ever brought for us? And somebody in the back shouts, brought peace. And I had a little bit of fun last night in the PFC room, which is with some of the leaders in Simply Aroma. And I posted that question. I posted the same link that I gave you guys. And this is what we came up with. I had people list them out, and so I said, all right, we have the love, we've got Kelly love, we've got the friendships, the opportunity, the shielding from crazy consultants that corporate give us, the benefit of the doubt, the free kits, the comp plan, the manager's bump in commission, the Quan, the doctor training, the Barb Gerson training, the Julianne Jones training, the lower base commission qualified threshold, the move tool, the PFC program, incredible access support, the SOP gifts, buy one, get one sales, the architect blend, and the fun. But apart from all that, what has Simply Aroma Corporate ever done for us? Dance parties on Monday night with Kelly Lowe. So yeah, that was pretty fun, and that kind of encapsulated something for me. Elizabeth and I have been with Simply Aroma since the very beginning, since before the beginning actually. We joined in November 2013, and Simply Aroma launched publicly on January 6th, 2014. And throughout our time with Simply Aroma, there have been many, many changes, like I mentioned earlier on, and there are going to continue to be changes. And I think every single one of them, Simply Aroma Corp has made in our benefit.
Yeah, I don't think that there has been a single change that corporate has made that has not benefited the consultant and has not had a positive impact on our businesses. And, I think that Alan and I are very fortunate because we've had the opportunity to build a relationship with corporate that, a lot of you guys haven't had the opportunity yet to build because we've just been around and seen the heart of corporate. But, Simply Aroma continues to strive to improve and to become a legitimate financial opportunity for all of us.
Yeah, so to try to give the history of Simply Aroma and their changes, I'm going to aim for 4 minutes, and you can all tell me when we're 25 minutes in to shut up. So Simply Aroma launched with 13 oils, with a plan to add 40 new oils over the course of 3 years. Very quickly into the life of Simply Aroma, it became apparent that 13 oils was not enough because people were always asking for, do you have rosemary or do you have helichrysum or sandalwood? And corporate took that on board, and they accelerated their 36-month release cycle. And we are now going to be finishing it this month in 17 months. So they accelerated it, or they took half their time off, and that required a colossal additional investment in oils and stock and relationships and everything. And corporate did that for us to make our jobs easier so that we can say to our customers, yes, we have it. Simply Aroma launched with no packages, and they trialed the package. The Beach Ready package was the first one I think they tried.
I think it was trialed in March of 2014.
And it was a massive hit. And then Simply Aroma Corp listened and they said, wow, packages do really good. Why don't you guys give us all the ideas for all the packages you can think of? And now we have a vast array of packages at our disposal to sell to people. Flash forward another 12 months, and with the new catalog that's coming out, people are now going to be able to build their own packages because corporate listened to us again, saying that, well, people want their own packages. People don't want us to think for them. Originally, when Simply Aroma launched, there was the $400 threshold to get paid commission. And again, they listened to us when they launched the SOP, and they dropped the threshold, giving us the option of doing $200 and still being base commission qualified, because life can happen. And sometimes we need to take a few weeks or a month or even a few months away from the business. And Simply Aroma didn't want people losing out financially because of that. Well, free kits, gosh, who else does free kits? Nobody does. And that's an incredible gift to all of us, because every one of you on the phone 6 months from now can be a manager in Simply Aroma. And that would be impossible if it wasn't for free kits. Not only with free kits, Simply Aroma, they paid attention to how people's businesses were growing, and they noticed with free kits that everybody was getting very wide, and the structure wasn't emerging that they needed to rank up. And as a result, Simply Aroma gave us the ability to move people that we sponsored into depth. They give us the sponsorship bonus rather than a levels bonus, so that no matter where we move them to in our organization, we still get the sponsorship bonus. Speaking of sponsorship bonuses, Simply Aroma looked at the managers' paychecks, and they decided that managers were not getting enough money, and they went ahead and they gave us and gave you a 10% bump in sponsorship commission once you hit the rank of manager. Simply Aroma, they throw in free gifts randomly. They did it last month into the SOP packages to thank you for being loyal and building up your arsenal of oils that you can experience yourself and give to your consultants to share. Okay, I've gone over 4 minutes. Will I shut up? I think I'll shut up.
But as you guys can see, in the short amount of time that Simply Aroma has been in business, the company has grown phenomenally. The changes that they have implemented have been fantastic for everyone's businesses. And I know for me, one of the biggest bonuses of being part of Simply Aroma is getting to know each and every one of you guys. Because you guys are what make this business enjoyable for me.
Okay. Does anybody have any questions? Particularly, did hearing all of the those changes in the history, was that useful for you guys to see the heart of Simply Aroma a little better, or was it kind of boring? And you are all unmuted, so please feel free to speak up.
Yeah, you may be muted on your end, so just unmute yourself and speak up if you have a question.
I thought it was very interesting.
Good.
One of the things that Liz and I are thinking of doing and implementing are opportunity calls for you guys to go ahead and invite people to join the calls, and for have us to talk to them and try to get them to convert and sign up and join your teams. Do you think that type of information would be good on such a call?
That would be an awesome thing for you to do.
I agree.
Okay.
Okay, good. We had a good idea.
Right.
I don't. You have a lot of good ideas. I just don't know where you guys are going to find time to sleep.
That is a constant problem.
We will get it done because it's something that
It's high on our priority list.
Yeah.
We're really working hard to try to implement more systems and tools for the team. It's not going to happen overnight. I'm working with a business coach and going through some leadership training. And my hope is that I can work closely with the leadership team to get these systems put in place for everybody. And I really think that once we get some more easily duplicatable systems in place, that everyone's businesses will explode. Exactly, Jenny. Yes.
Jenny just mentioned
Thank you.
You can only grow so far without a sustainable plan.
Yes.
That's the truth, and that's what our focus is going to be over the next months. Really,
it's going to take several months, but I think one of the biggest ones that I'm going to try to implement first for all of us First of all, it's going to be the opportunity calls. And second of all, it's going to be a new consultant training system. And I think if we get those two in place first and then start implementing a few other systems, then it will make a big difference for us all.
And that will free you guys up to focus on your parties and working your business and going out and building your relationships rather than having to try to build your own systems.
Yeah, because we'll have these systems already done and everyone can just use the same system.
Okay. And then that, I think we only have one more slide. Yes.
Yes. Wait a minute.
I killed it. That's my print button.
Bear with us for a second. Technical difficulties.
There we go. Insert hold music.
There we go.
Business supplies sales. So most of you have already seen the news. Simply Aroma are doing a buy one, get one on business supplies. On the left, the little display cases, they are $20 each. You'll get 2 of them with your order. These are really nice. Your $10 or your 10 milliliter bottles won't fit into these, but your roller bottles do.
Yeah, and even the little roller bottle packs that are also buy one, get one free, that size roller bottle will fit in that. So you can even make your own little samples to fit into the display case if you need to.
And then on the right, we have the BOGO diffusers. These are, instead of getting them at our consultant price, BOGO, we're getting them at retail price, BOGO. And this is for 2 reasons. The first is that the diffusers actually count towards your personal volume for sales and also your team volume for ranking, whereas the business supplies on the left do not. So they also count towards commission. So they're priced at retail to us for this BOGO so that basically they can afford to pay commission on them.
It's a fantastic deal,
yeah.
And I encourage you guys take full advantage of these BOGO diffusers while we've got them, because I tell you what, you can really boost your sales by offering a discounted diffuser on the spot to people.
Yeah, Tabitha, can you share us your magic system for how you rock diffusers and packages? Sorry to put you on the spot.
That's okay. I have them order $85 worth of oils. When they do that, I sell them a diffuser at $50. You are not losing a penny on that deal, none whatsoever, because that's the way I had to do it in the beginning. I couldn't lose any money on it. That was it. That's all I did.
Yeah. No, I don't think you get retail commission when you purchase these. So just bear that in mind if you're going to offer this deal to your customers.
You want to offer them at $40 each.
Yeah.
At the lowest.
Yeah, offer them at $40 each at the lowest, because and try to offer it as an incentive for them to purchase oils as well. Because again, I don't believe that you get retail commission on those diffusers. So, offering that as is to customers, you may not earn anything off of it. You would get the volume for it, which will increase your pay percentage, but you're not gonna get the retail commission.
And the diffusers are way cool. Once people have a diffuser, you know that they're a committed oil user, because they look cool, they're functional, and they sell. They're awesome. Tabitha, just ask another question. Thinking of your consultants who got a diffuser versus those your customers who got a diffuser versus those who didn't, who's better repeat customers?
Oh yeah, the ones that got diffusers by far.
Yeah.
And not only that, but when you give them a deal like that, or at least they think it's a deal, you're building a rapport with them. And when you do that, they're coming back. And that's more important to me than a one-time sale any day of the week.
Absolutely. There's a saying in Ireland which is you can shear a sheep many times, but you can only skin him once. I should probably try to do that with more of an accent. But yeah, if you give somebody a deal, where you're giving them $10, $20, $25 off a diffuser just for buying oils that they'd be buying anyway, they love it.
Yeah.
You're their friend. They want to do business with you. Other companies can't offer this type of thing for them because other companies are not party plan and other companies don't have business sales like this.
When I charged $50 for them like that, it was a flat $50. They didn't pay tax, they didn't pay shipping and handling. It was done deal, $50. And 9 times out of 10, I had them on hand to where I could just hand them right to the customer.
Excellent.
I don't know.
As a customer, I would just like to say to Tabitha, that would totally win me over right there, that you had them on hand, because I would want to take the diffuser home. So that would win me over right there.
Awesome. Thank you, Kelly.
Tabitha, I have a follow-up question. How do you handle that with your hostesses? Because obviously you can't order the diffusers through your party, so she's not getting hostess credit on that $50. How do you handle that with her?
I would always just talk to them up front and say, look, if you want to do this deal, we can, but you have to know up front that you will not get credit for the diffusers. But this will increase your overall sales. And it did. Every time, regardless, I would see sales go up. I had one hostess that didn't want me to do it, and her party was a bust. I think I did $150 at that party, and every other party when I was doing this, I was averaging $600 to $800.
Great, thank you.
That's an incredible difference. That's 3 to 4 times.
Yeah.
Sorry, that's 4 to 5 times an increase in sales. So make sure you're using this tool in your tool belt when you're out there sharing the oils with people.
Well, and you can even offer this deal not just at parties but also at events, because I sell a lot of diffusers at events. So I think, gosh, usually when I've got cash and carry diffusers on the table, I usually at least sell 1 or 2.
So, Mandy, you were just asking us to repeat that. What Tabitha offered was if somebody buys $85 worth of oils, she'll give them a diffuser for a flat $50. Oh, she's already typed it out.
So again, this is another example of what has Simply Aroma done for us.
Giving us a tool that can increase party sales 4 to 5 times if you're Tabitha Williamson.
Yes.
And I encourage you all to be Tabitha Williamson.
I'm sorry, they might have already posted it somewhere. When does the BOGO sale stop?
When they run out of them.
Yeah, it's while supplies last.
So that's a how long is a piece of string type question. I do know that so in January when we were at one of the events with Kelly, somebody asked him a question which was, how do we know Simply Aroma isn't one of these flash in the pan companies that's going to disappear in 6 months' time? And Kelly shared that corporate have invested massively in oils and printing and diffusers in order to negotiate better bulk rates, which they can then pass on to us. And in January of this year, they had, I think it was either $1 or $1.5 million of diffusers in the warehouse. So I don't know how many diffusers we've sold as a company between then and now. It's been 5 months. So I would say that they probably have a lot of diffusers, but when we've got BOGO diffusers, they go fast. So
Yes.
make sure you don't miss out.
And I have
Okay,
just
thank
Okay,
you.
thank you.
sorry guys, I've also just heard that they're saying that you make 25% off of $48.75, which is the consultant wholesale price for the diffusers. So that's what they're saying. So you would make a little bit of commission if you wanted to offer this deal as is to your customers.
Okay, so somebody just messaged us. You get 25% off 48, so you get about $12 commission.
Yeah, if you do offer the BOGO deal to your customers. So I just
Awesome.
wanted to update you guys on that. Does anybody have any other questions or concerns or thoughts for us for this evening? It can be on anything at all. It doesn't have to be related to this.
Does anybody have
Can
it?
I just say how proud I am of my little...
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Go for it.
I just want to say how proud I am of my little team. Looking at the numbers tonight, we are over 27% of what's on the call tonight. I am proud of every one of you guys.
That's awesome. Very good. Well, I'm proud of every single one of you guys for taking the time to join us tonight. If you have any questions, concerns, thoughts, or ideas, please feel free to reach out to us anytime. Alan and I both are here. If you want to call us, feel free to call us. If you want to message us, that's fine. If you want to email, that's good too. You know, any way that you want to communicate with us, we are here and we are eager and willing to help you.
Absolutely, and good or bad, you know, we're here. Hopefully, everything will always be good, but when it's not, if you don't reach out to us and let us know, we can't fix it. And we will do our damnedest to fix pretty much anything whenever we can.
Yeah.
Actually, one thing I did want to say was thank you all for jumping on this call. It was organized fairly haphazardly, and one thing that Liz and I are committed to doing is to making this a firm Thursday night ongoing commitment, because we've recognized that this helps you guys, and if we can offer it more consistently and more carved in stone, then hopefully we can start helping you guys get more and more of your teams on the call and start building relationships with your teams and helping and supporting you as emerging leaders in Simply Aroma.
And, you know, we will offer more training and things like that. But tonight we thought it would be cool just to share with you guys a little bit about the heart of Simply Aroma. With that said, thank you guys so much for spending your evening with us. We really appreciate you guys. We are so proud of each and every single one of you for what you're doing with your Simply Aroma businesses. And we look forward to talking to you guys all soon.
Okay, there was a quick question. Does Simply Aroma send out a report at the end of the year for how much you made throughout the year?
You'll get a 1099.
Yeah, so Mandy, in terms of what they paid you, you get a 1099 as an independent contractor. I think if you get $600 or more in commission checks over the course of the year, they send it out to you. If you're curious in terms of what you personally have sold and your team has sold in terms of volume and so on, you can use the team productivity report in the back office. You can set date ranges on that, and you can set that for January 1st to December 31st. Mm-hmm. And you can get totals, and on the left-hand side of the screen, you'll see the totals in there.
Yeah.
Okay. Does anybody else have any questions real quick? I Guess not. So thank you all for your time. I hope you have a wonderful weekend, and we look forward to talking with you next week.